And as you're joining, if you haven't already, please let us know your name and where you're checking in from this evening, where you're viewing from. And we also have a live look-in here for you tonight, so we're going to do that here in just a little bit. Welcome, Stephen and Brenda from Sacramento, California. I apologize, we don't yet have a Pacific time live broadcast for you, but of course, these broadcasts go live on YouTube, or I shouldn't say live, that's kind of confusing. They hit YouTube immediately for replay, so you can always utilize these anytime, any place. Sharon from League City, Texas. Andrew from Houston, Texas. Welcome to the broadcast. Mary Kenoff from that's a tough one. Tonawanda. Welcome to the broadcast, Mary. And we've got Janita from Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. Great to have everyone. We've got just a few minutes here before we get the broadcast started, but let's do a quick live look-in. We've got Sydney Babineau from Killeen or Fort Hood, Texas. Woo! Yeah. You're welcome. There we go. I'm going to give you the screen. All right. Broadcast, everyone. We can hear you loud and clear.
Shark.
Shark, baby. We got the nation in the house.
Yeah, you
do. Great to have you. And this is just a great picture of what this is all about. You know, having home parties checking in to the live broadcast, from across the country. So if you wouldn't mind, Sydney, first of all, thank you for joining. Thank you for your service. You're in the Army there, stationed in Fort Hood, right?
Hey, hold on, Uncle Bruce. Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Sydney Babineau from Killeen, Texas, stationed out of Fort Hood, Texas. Real quick, I don't know if you asked me did you ask me for my watch on?
Yes, absolutely. If you would, let us know why you're in the business, what you're doing this for.
Well, I seen the opportunity. I got married a year ago and then came back from my honeymoon and seen the opportunity. We spent a lot of money on our wedding, and I seen this opportunity to get out of debt, but also prepare myself for retirement. I've been in the military 17 years now, and I want to retire at 20. But when I retire, I want to retire into something. I don't want to work for somebody once I retire. So I see this as an opportunity to jump in while I'm still in the military and build something. So when I do retire at the military, I won't have to work for anybody ever again for the rest of my life.
You had some definitiveness to that. I like it.
Yes, I did. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you, Sydney. Thank you for your service. Great to have you in Ambit Energy, and I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from you guys soon. So thank you guys for letting us take a peek into your home party there. Take care.
Thank you. Sure.
All right. Let's switch back here. Thank you, Sydney. That was fantastic. We are going to get rolling here. Thank you. And let me just check again. We've got a few more check-ins. Chantel George from Houston, Texas. Kita is from Clear Lake. Rainey Matthews from Fort Worth. Vicky Carpenter, Galveston. Amber Goss from Houston. Barb Fossil from Chicago, Illinois. Armin from Pennsylvania. And Harvey from Kansas City. Evelyn from Houston. Holy cow, we got a lot of people checking in. I am going to get this started a little bit late. I apologize. I got a little bit wordy. But if you would also, before we get started, there's a thumbs up and a thumb down right below the video right there on your YouTube page. If you could, click that thumbs up for me. That lets YouTube know that you like this video, and that'll help us reach more people. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Ambit Pros YouTube channel. That way you can see the upcoming schedule. You can also watch archived videos from our previous live broadcasts, as well as all the other videos we have up there. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. My name is Sean Cornett, and it is my honor to get the live broadcast kicked off here this evening in your home, your living room, your home office, maybe your work office, maybe a hotel or restaurant presentation, whatever it is. It's incredible for me to be here in St. Louis to kick it off for you across the country. This opportunity has changed my life in more ways than I could possibly share in just a few seconds that I have with you. But, it's about changing lives, and it's definitely changed mine. 10 years ago, I got started with this opportunity, and I was in a position where I had virtually lost everything. And now today, married with 3 kids, and to have the time and financial freedom to do what we want, when we want, to raise our kids how we want, is completely incredible to me. And it's foreign to most people, but it shouldn't be. And that's what this opportunity is all about. And the special guest speaker we have here for you this evening to close it out is an individual that knows more about impacting people with this opportunity than I think anybody I could possibly think of. Some of you know him as Coach 100K. Some of you know him as Pastor. Some of you know him as Mr. Shark, but he's a yellow jacket wearing millionaire with the company. Please help me welcome my good friend, Pastor Kenny Smith from Rhode Island. Pastor, are you with me?
I'm here. I'm excited, Sean. Listen, I want you all to know that EGR Live is going to change lives. We get to come into your living room and help you help other people. You know, my story is a pretty simple story. My wife and I married 34 years now. I promised to give her a good life. I promised when I married her, for better or for worse. And she was getting a whole bunch of the worse before Ambit. And I told her, you know, richer for poor. She was getting a whole bunch of the poor side before Ambit Energy. And so I wanted to do something good. My reason why is that I wanted to not only impact my life, but I wanted to turn around and be a blessing to other people. I wanted to be a blessing. You know, that's what the Bible says, that I'll bless you to be a blessing. And so people ask me, Pastor Kenny, why are you focusing on money? Why are you focusing on that? Isn't that taking you away from ministry? Isn't that confusing things? I thought you guys were not supposed to be going after money. But, you know, I told them, and I tell them, you know, in America, it's unfortunate, but the only thing that they accept for goods and services is money. You know, the only thing they accept for airtime on television stations, and only thing that the musicians want after they finish playing for the service is money. They want to be able to take care of their families. You know, money is important. The love of money is what is the root of all evil, not having money. And so I wanted to make sure that we could do a lot. My wife and I now, after being poor, after living in poverty, we now live a lifestyle that very few get a chance to live. And I want to pass that on to you. I want to make sure that you get a chance to see through my eyes what a few years, a few months, a few days of putting your ladder on your own building could accomplish. You know, we spend the 40-40-40 plan, 40 hours for 40 years to retire on 40%. And then we live, we pay bills, and then we die. Don't you believe it's more to life than working to pay bills? And if it was possible to live a life of residual income, wouldn't that be outstanding? Well, the friend that invited you over to their home party, they're on that course. The course to do what the Bible says, leave an inheritance. Don't just die, leave something. Leave money for your children's children. And they're on that path, and they were hoping that you would go with them. You know, one thing about deregulation, and remember, deregulation is the breakup of the monopoly. So monopolies, they own the whole industry, and our government says that's illegal. So what they do, they break it up. You remember when the railroads were created? It was created, all those tracks were created for one rail car. And that one rail car had the right, if you wanted to travel on those tracks, you had to go through that one rail car. Well, they broke that up. Now you have Amtrak and many other rail cars that could travel that same track, but pay a small fee. That's deregulation. It happened in the airlines when at first it was only one airplane company. And if you wanted to fly the not then so friendly skies, you had to fly with that one airline, no other choice. But the government says that's a monopoly. I have to break that up. So now you have You know, JetBlue, you have United, you have Frontier, you have all these airlines, Southwest. That happened because of deregulation. Then you had telecom. How many of you remember when it was only one phone company? You remember that? When it was Marbell? And if you didn't have Marbell, you didn't have no bill. That's right. And you know what? You had to pay them no matter what the price was. And they broke that up because it was a what? That's right, monopoly. And so then they said, okay, anybody can do it. So now you have Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile. You got all these phone companies who are out there now because of the breakup of the monopoly. And now the biggest shift of wealth, that has ever hit our planet is the shift of electricity and natural gas. Guys, everybody has it, everybody uses it, and we can give it to them below cost. We give it to them at a cheaper cost. So he said, well, Pastor, why should I do this? I mean, I've tried something like this before. I've tried another company and it didn't work. I tried something else before, but it didn't work. Well, I'm going to tell you why this works, because you're looking at a person who tried every pill, powder, lotion, Avon, Mary Kay. I even tried girdles. That's right. You know, you say that one didn't work, did it? No, that one didn't work. But guys, I kept trying because at the end of the day, I never wanted to go and work the rest of my life for somebody. I wanted to give it a good try. But I found out that service companies do better than product companies. Product companies, you got to buy a lot, let it ride. You got to do auto ship and buy it over and over and over again. But services are consumable. That means that you can use your energy this month, and you got to use it again next month, and the following month, and the following month, and the following month. That's called residual. So what our company does, it pays you over and over and over again for doing something one time. So, you know, and the humor of it, I say, you know, JJ and Thelma on Good Times, you know, they haven't shot a movie in a long time. They haven't done an episode in a long time. But every time they hear that music, say, good time, anytime you need a payment. You know what? They get paid over and over and over again because they did it what? One time. So we want to move you into the system where you can get paid over and over again for doing something one time. So I'm gonna ask you a question as we close it out. You know, do you have a plan B? What is your plan B in case your plan A doesn't work? Well, you want to get started now. Get started now with the plan B for only $75. Get started. Let us teach and train you how to be great, and you'll be a top performer in this industry. It's my desire that you become a top performer in this industry. You know what? It's a stone cold fact that you can. But you got to get started, because a 1,000,000-mile journey begins with the first step. Go get back with the person that invited you before you leave the house. Get started with $75, and then we're going to train you. We're going to teach you every step of the way, and then you have a home party and bring somebody to your house and let us come in and visit you and hopefully add value to your guests. Well, guys, that's my time for tonight. But you know what? Next week, the same time, one of the most incredible guys in our company, Mr. Steve Thompson, Never Quit Steve, is going to be here with us, ladies and gentlemen, to close out. He's made several tens of millions of dollars with our company. He's the number 3 income earner in our company and number 14 in the entire world. You don't want to miss it. You want to be here next week because it's going to be on and popping. So this is Coach Kenny signing out for tonight, saying, God bless you. We'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. And once again, everybody, make sure you check out the YouTube channel there at Ambit Pros to get the schedule and details on upcoming broadcasts and past archive broadcasts. Take care. All the best. Make it a great week.